Well, today we're going to talk about process diagram writing task 1. Of course, it's not really, common as maybe a line chart graph or, for example, bar chart, but we need to study and we need to learn how to write about it because it can be one of actually question and one of the topics that you need to write in IELTS task 1. Okay, well, so first of all, let's see what is process. Okay, if I can find, just wait a moment to share something on the board and share my screen. Wow. Okay, let me share it. Okay, as you can see, I don't know if you know anything about process diagram or no. So, did you know anything about it? Actually, it's a type of graphic. So actually, a process diagram can contain, of course, a wide variety of different types of graphics. So as you can see, it's a graphic. And of course, it could be a natural process, such as, for example, water cycle, or a manufacturing process, or a diagram of a system. So it depends the question, okay, on the question. But the way and the method that we need to write is the same. So first of all, let's see what is process. As you can see in the photo, of course, we're not going to talk about this one, but it's not bad to have actually a sample like this. Look, it's a process that is generate electricity from the sea. Okay, generating electricity from the sea. So how to generate electricity from the sea? Well, and now we're going to summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features. So, okay, how to make electricity, generate electricity from the sea. So what is the instruction? So how to, and then we need to know how to write about it. So instruction is summarize the information and report the main feature and make comparison. So what we need to do? 3 things. Just select, report, and compare. And now let's learn about the structure of writing task 1 for process. So, as always, like, all the diagrams in task 1, charts and diagrams, we have 4 paragraphs. Okay, the first one again, introduction. After that, overview, main features, just 1 and 2. Make it a little bigger. I think it's too small. Okay, this one is better. Wow. So, but, okay, what is main feature? How to write about it? So, let me briefly talk about it, then we will move on to the book and we will discuss it more. So first of all, we need to analyze the question. So what is question? What do we need to do? Okay, so, and the title is really important. After that, we need to identify the main features. Okay, so I will tell you step by step. Then, of course, we write an introduction, then write an overview, write the details, and just this. Okay, so 5 stages. Okay, so we need to work through the 5 stages step by step. Okay, and we answer, question. So we have the sample here, so we're going to answer this question. Well, okay, now let's do something. Just before we will move on to the book, tell me, this diagram, if you want to select the main feature, what will you do? For example, what is really important?
A wave.
Yeah. First of all, you need to do something. Just let me say something. Okay, look.
Okay.
Imagine this is a process like the beginning point and this one and this one, this one and this one. Okay, like this. Okay. So this is one form, okay, that starts in one point and ends in different points. So this is linear. So we have two types. First of all, for main feature, you need to know if it's a linear or a cyclical. So let me write them here. Linear or which one it is. The first one, linear, as I told you, linear process starts and finishes at different places, like this one, okay? And it often involve the manufacture or creation of something. So normally we have manufacturing or creation of something. They normally. And, of course, it starts with the raw material, like water, going in at, for example, one, and end at, for example, and finish in the product. So raw material and product, something like this. So this is the first form of our process diagram, okay? Like
Okay.
this one. And then we have another one that is cyclical. So that's like this. Let me show you. Like this one, like food chain, for example. Okay, in this type of process diagram, actually, it goes back to the beginning. So start from one point and again goes back to the beginning. So repeats over and over again. Life cycle. It's a really good example. And for example, life cycle of human, frog, butterfly. Okay, so something like this. So we need to know, first of all, what type of diagram or chart is it? So what type of diagram is it? So tell me this one. What do you think?
Liner.
Yeah, of course, linear, that's great. Because first of all, it's manufacturing, it's making something, creation of something. First point, end point. Okay, so of course it is. Well, so we know what type it is. After that, we need to know for main feature, where does the process start and end? So that's really important. The start point and the end. So let me write start and end, because these 2 points are really important. For example, in linear process is really obvious because we can see, okay, the beginning and for example, it's the end, so we know that. It's a bit harder to determine for a cyclical process, so it's really important to examine the graphic carefully to find out. So that's really important. Then how many steps we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. If there are a lot, okay, it can be helpful to number them from one, okay, whatever, to the final. So how many steps? And after that, so can the process be easily broken down into stages? So that's really important. So, for example, in like a brick, for example, brick making graphic, for example, okay, there are 3 stages. Creating the bricks from clay, And, for example, manufacturing the finished product by drying and firing like this, packaging. Okay, so 3 steps. So you need to know how many steps you have. Okay, what are raw materials? Okay, if there is raw material, for example, this is the process of generating electricity. So, water. So that's really important. You need to know. And what is the result? What is the product? What is the result? So 6 different, okay, 6 different parts should be paid attention to write. Okay, so first of all, and now, just let's talk about this one, Alex. So, this graphic actually doesn't contain very much detail. It's easy, okay? So maybe there are only how many stages? Can you tell me? How many stages? Can you tell me?
Um, 2.
Yeah. 2, of course, 2. Very good. So it's really easy. It's 2. There are only 2 stages. So stage 1 about diagram A, as you can see, electricity, as you can see, is generated as the wave flows into the structure like this. And in B, okay, as you can see, electricity is also created as receding wave draws or back down to the column like this. So just
Yeah.
2, okay? So we know, then we will write about it. So now you know the actually general points and the main points, maybe the most important points related to process diagram. So if you see the diagram, you know it. If it's linear, if it's cyclical, so that's really important. How many stages are there? And for example, what is the beginning, what is the end, and material, raw material, product. So they are main features. Now, let's do something. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Very good. Well, so look, for example, as you can see, this, here, look at the sentences A to G describing the process for writing a local news story. So what is actually the title? Writing a local news story. Let's order them. Yeah, so of course you can see the pictures, then they can help you. So let's make them in order so that we can actually write a local newspaper story. So which one can be the first one? Just you tell me, Alex, what you think. One, the beginning of our process.
E.
Of course, E. Very good first. And then number 2.
D.
D, no. Just pay attention.
G.
Yeah, G, of course. Okay. Well, so first, second, 3, the next one.
C.
Yeah, of course, thirdly. Okay, and then
D.
I couldn't hear.
D or something.
Yeah, of course, D, you're right. Very good. And number 5.
A.
Yeah, A, very good. And then,
F.
yeah, very good. And the last one, of course, finally, B. So as you can see, we have nothing to do with actually this word. Just let's have a look. What are they? You know, do you have any idea about these words? Do you know them? Do you know how to use them? Of course you know how to use them.
Yeah, I forgot how. What is this?
No worries. Of course, that's really normal. Just let me show you something. Well, look. As you can see, sequencers, connectors, sequencers. Okay,
Yeah.
when you want to, yeah, of course, make your sentences in order, sequenced, and you use sequencers. But there are different words for different reasons. For example, look, when we want to state your opinion, so you can use these phrases. If you want to compare, if you want to talk about cause and effect, if you want to emphasize, like, okay, something significantly, actually, truly, okay. If you want to illustrate something, like give some examples, do some examples, so of course, conclusion, make conclusions. So there are different sequencers, okay. So here, they are the type of sequencer, first, second, thirdly, after that, okay, we have different types, okay. So let me just wait a moment to show you something else. Okay. Well, okay. So it's hard to upload it, so let me write it. Okay. So let me write something on the board. Okay, so sequence. Okay, another reason because I couldn't find it here. Like, for example, firstly or secondly, or for example, then, next, and for example, afterwards, or finally, eventually, or previously. Okay, so there are sequencers, and like other connectors, or you use them in order to put the sentences in the order, in the correct order. So especially for this type of diagram, process is really important, because a process diagram contains many, maybe, or a few steps. So you need to put them in the correct order, one by one. Of course, there are different words. I will tell you some synonyms and different phrases that you can use. For example, instead of firstly, so what you use, okay? So first of all, you need to know them, and then we will discuss them one by one. Firstly, secondly, then, thirdly, next, afterwards, finally, eventually, and finally, previously. Okay, so we have these adverbs, like for example, some of them adverbs and sequencers. Okay, if you want to do something else, you use another words. Okay, well, now look, we have firstly, secondly, thirdly, okay, and we're going to write using them. Now, look at this table, okay. 1, 2, 4 includes words to describe actions taking place at the same time, okay. So, place at the same time, so which one, which set of words includes word to describe actions taking place at the same time? For example, like the synonym, first, or
Um. First.
at the same time.
Oh. Whiskers.
Whilst, at the
Wild.
same time. Yeah, of course, at the same time. So, as you can see, whilst means at the same time. while at the same time, they're the same. So we use them to describe actions taking place and happening at the same time. So first, or first of all, to begin with, so after or next, then, secondly, thirdly, etc. So they're different words. Whilst means at the same time, and finally. So 4 rows, as you can see, different parts of our essay. The beginning, and after that to continue, at the same time, and finally. Well, here we have a diagram, okay? Study diagram about how a newsroom works. The read a sample answer, ignoring the gaps for the moment. So, okay, we're gonna complete this part together. Well, first of all, let's check it. Okay, let's see what is the first step. Which one?
Attending an event face
Yeah.
to face with phone interviews.
Yeah, something like to get news, of course. Well, and after that, step by step. Okay, tell me, this is linear or cyclical? Cyclical or cyclical? Of course, very good. Cyclical, because the beginning at the end are the same. So, cyclical. And now we're going to complete the sample answer. So, what is the title? The diagram illustrates how news stories are created in a newsroom. Okay, so just we need to put sequencers. Okay, that's really easy to put the sequencers. So let's do this one together. Okay, so the first one.
Firstly.
Yeah, you can say firstly. First is better than firstly here. So first, or to begin with, so these two, first or to begin with, but first is better here. First, news stories, okay, come into newsroom through either journalists, and then number 2, journalist.
Then
Is one step after that. You know, of course you can say then, but when you have different steps, if you use the then at the beginning, then, so after that, what you want to use. So it's good to say secondly. Of course, as I told you, there are different phrases and words that you can use. Here, secondly. So first and secondly, what you have?
third.
Yeah, thirdly. Yeah, very good. Number 4. Now you can use then.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you can use then. So then, or what more? Another
F.
word. So then, or after that. Then after that. And number 5, the last.
Finally.
Yeah, of course, finally. So as you can see, why I said that, okay, don't use then here, because as you know, we need to avoid repeating words in writing or essay. So that's really important not to repeat. So if I use then, and again, I use it then it will be a bit boring, maybe a bit basic. So let's choose different words and phrases, synonyms maybe, or different words for different steps. So this important not to repeat one word. Well, so this is about sequencers. Now you know that how to put the events in order, in the correct order. Well, now compare the diagram and the sample answer, then answer the question. So let's answer. Is every word used in the diagram used in the sample answer? Let's see. Every word used in diagram is used in the sample answer. Yes or no? What do you think?
I couldn't see the sample
Just have a
answer.
look. Just have a look at this word, and then I
Yeah.
scroll down, and you can see the sample. Okay. For
The
example, yeah, let me.
phrase.
The same
Oh,
phrase.
no, like paraphrase.
Of course, excellent. So, for example, look, allocate, assign. So the purpose of having this task is to know that we don't use the same words. We need, as I told you, that's really important to paraphrase, to use synonyms when writing. So you don't need to write exactly. It's actually, it seems really basic if you use the same word. So you need to use synonyms, you need to use paraphrase, okay? So as much as possible. So for example, this one, as you can see, different words, synonyms, okay. Do you need to understand every word in diagram?
Um, maybe you're
No,
no.
of course no. Of course, just let me say something. Alex, for example, a diagram about generating electricity. A diagram about, for example, the process of making bricks, manufacturing bricks. Of course, we have nothing about them. No information about, for example, what is brick, what is, for example, this process. And we shouldn't know. There is no need. So we don't need to know every word, or we don't know the meaning of each word. No, of course, the most important, the keywords, yeah. So we need to know the meaning of keywords, but not, essentially every word in diagram. No, we don't need. And can you use nouns from the diagram in your answer? Nouns.
Uh, yeah.
Of course, of course. Journalist, journalist. So of course you can. If you can use synonym. If no, they are like, if they are anchor words. Do you remember that we discussed keyword and anchor words? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Anchor words, yeah, anchor words, as you remember, keywords and anchor words are the most important words in the text, but with a difference. Keywords can be replaced by synonyms, anchor words no. So for example, Monica, important, but can't be replaced by synonyms. So Monica is anchor. Like for example, journalist here can be an anchor because you don't need to use synonym for journalist. No, you don't need. So this is anchor. Assign is keyword because, for example, you can use allocate. So you can say something like this: keyword and anchor words. Alex, which part of IELTS test is the most difficult section, you think?
Writing.
Really? But let me say something. Actually, it's like a secret. No, writing is really easy because if you know the structures, actually we have some limited, questions that I don't know. They're not really different. You only need to change the words, the numbers, the figures, just this. And but totally they are the same. For example, when you know how to write about a line graph, So, and you practice, maybe you do 2 or 3 line graphs, you write essays. After that, for number 4, it will be really easy because you know, okay, for introduction, I can use these phrases. Now, let's change the name. Let's change the numbers or figures. So writing is easy, especially academic writing is really easy. Task 1 is definitely easy. So you will see. Well, so now you are learning the basics. So after that, when we do some real, actually, tasks like factual tests, that will be really easy for you. Well, and now we know, so we know that in process diagram, so we don't repeat the words, try to use synonym, you can use anchor words, and of course, you don't need to know the meaning of every word in diagram. Now, let's have a look. Okay, here, let's see. Spending a few minutes planning your answer will ensure it's both logical and structured, so that's really important. It may also help you to understand the diagram better and to choose the most significant features. So look at this example plan. Introduction, you know, as I told you, again, paraphrase the question. The diagram explains the process of writing a news story. So because here, what is this diagram about? So you can say, it's how the way that how a newsroom works. So it's something like, of course, now you need to paraphrase it. So the diagram, illustrate, or for example, depict, or for example, show. So anything, there are different words. Explains, okay? What is? Of course, it's a process. A process of what? News work. So of course, writing a news story. So something like this. And how many steps? As I told you, how many steps there are?
7.
One.
Oh, 5.
Yeah, so for example, how many steps? But you need to know them, okay? And then main body. So what you know in overview, so what you write in overview and introduction, that's really important. After this part, I will explain. So stage 1 to 7, for example. So choose a company thing. So there's something like we have some words, okay, that we can use in order to write. Overview. So what is overview? So as you know, the general opinion, the main idea, okay, overall, the diagram shows how you can write a news story in just a few simple steps. So the number of steps. And that's really important. Overview is really, really, really important. Okay, so let's do something together now. Okay, let's write. Okay, so let's write, but this can be your homework. No, not now. Okay, because you're gonna write one of this boil an egg. So that's really easy. It's just, you know, a few steps. Okay, well, so writing about a process and what tense. Let me say something that is really important. Passive is really important structure that is used for writing about charts and diagram, not only process, every charts or diagram. So because no matter who does an action, the action is important here. So we don't say, for example, people make bricks. No, just bricks are made. Okay, so passive is really, really important, so you know how to use it. And now, yeah, of course, here, choose a local news story. So we're gonna change them. Let's change, okay, and rewrite these sentences into passive. So number 1, choose a local news story.
What?
You want to change it and transform it into the passive form. First of all, you know how to do it?
Wait, what are we doing now? Like,
We are changing, we are transforming these sentences,
oh,
okay, these active sentences into the passive form. This is an active, okay? You choose a local news story. Now you're going to change it.
a local news story is
Is chosen, just as past
chosen.
participle.
Oh,
Yeah. Number 2.
the story with a picture is a company. What?
So accompany means associate, okay? The story with the picture. So the story, okay, we need to put the object at the beginning. The story is accompanied with, for example, pictures or with a
Okay.
picture. Number 3, first,
Good.
yeah,
First line
yeah, a good first line
is thinking,
is thought of.
thought.
Yeah, so for passive, we need past participle of verbs. If the word is regular, that's really easy, just add ed. If it's irregular, not past simple, past participle, the third form of verb. So a thought of. Okay, number 4.
Um, the main body of the article is written.
Very good. Number 5
The article is checking for errors.
is checked, of course. The article is checked for errors, of course. And number 6.
A good title is invented.
Yeah. And the last one.
The article is submitted to a local newspaper.
Yeah, of course. Well, just there is a point here, Alex. There are actually 7 steps here, 7 stages. But we have just 5 circles here. What's the matter? Why we have 7 stages, but there are 5, only 5 circles? So you know why?
They were groups together.
Yeah, of course, very good. Sometimes we have more than one stage in one circle. So this and this. So you can say this way. Okay, just that's really important. When I say, first of all, you need to pay attention to figure out the number of stages. That's really important to pay attention and read inside the circles. So one by one, so that you can get how many stages there are in the process. So maybe the number of circles distracts you, but you need to pay careful attention. Well, and now here. So when you first read the diagram, you may not understand it. Of course, it's normal. Okay, and in this case, of course, maybe try and use some of the steps order. So that's really easy. Just let me explain this part. You don't need to read. Of course, you see, you read the diagram. Wow, what is it? I can't understand. So what you need to do to maybe it helps you to understand it better. Okay. So first of all, which one, if you want to, number 1, of course you study, so you know, I have nothing to do with it. So you study the diagram carefully, okay, and you know that this task is not This task is not testing your knowledge, so it's not related to your knowledge, and you don't need to have information because everything is given. Okay, so this is the first part. Number two, okay, you need to ask yourself these questions. Alex, first of all, as I told you, how many stages are there? Are these stages in a particular order? For example, you need to know. And if the stages, if there are stages that take place at the same time or no. So you need to know, for example, because of this, I told you, we have, for example, this circle, actually in this circle, we have two stages that are taking place at the same time. So we have two stages here. So you need to ask yourself these questions because you need to find the answers. After that, okay, it's not bad to write a brief plan, a short plan. So as we did in this task, like for example, we're going to do this one, okay? So it's something like just really easy. Now I will do it together, okay? So what else? Just, you need to, when you write a short plan, try to use the words that are given. Then you can choose actually synonym for them. Well, and number 5, then, so this one you write, and after that, okay, you need to circle the information diagram you do understand. So that's really important. Okay, let's see what I understand. So that's really easy, okay, how to write. So first of all, we circle, actually we study, after that we try to circle the information that we understand. After that, for example, first of all, of course, you answer the questions for yourself, but it's up to you. Maybe first circle the information, after that ask this questions and make a plan. And finally, of course, if you are still unsure what to write, move to part 2. Don't waste your time because that's really important. Don't waste your time. So this is actually what you need to do. Now, let's do something together. Let's do the test. Okay, oh, not this one. Let me erase the contents from the board. Okay, and this one. Okay, let's do this one together. We have time. Okay, so first of all, Alex, could you read the title and tell me what we need to do?
The tide is generating electricity from the sea.
Yeah, so as we talked, okay, how many stages are there in this actually process diagram? How many?
Two.
Yeah. First of all, we need to write an introduction. Okay, what is the question? So the diagram show, okay, let me underline the keyword. Okay, because we need to paraphrase them. That's really important. Okay, the diagram below shows a structure that is used to generate electricity from wave power. Okay, from water, from wave power. Okay, so here. Now, we're gonna change it. Let's see what the diagrams I can write. What I can write, can you help me?
Um, um, the diagrams
See
below.
the two. Yeah, because we have the diagram. Yeah, we have the diagrams below, so I don't want to repeat them. I say the two diagram. Okay, verb is show. What other verb can I use?
Presenting or something.
Yeah, present is okay, but for show, it's better to say illustrate. So illustrate means show. Okay.
Yeah.
Show what? Structure that is used. What does means? Structure that is used. It's a method. Yeah? A structure that is used is method. Do you agree? So illustrate a method, a way
Yeah.
of what? Generating. Generate means,
Great.
yeah, of course, of creating. But here I say of creating because you know after prepositions, except for two, we need to use ing. So here we have two because we say generate. But this one I say of, and after of I need to use ing or gerund. So, okay, so creating what? Electricity. Electricity is anchor, so I can't use it. I can't change it. I'm sorry I said use it. I can't change it because this is anchor word. There is no synonym. Electricity, okay. From what?
From wave power.
Okay, power. Wave is wave. I can't change it. This is anchor. But power. Can I say from the force, power, the force of waves? Yeah, can I say?
Yeah.
I can, yeah. This is my introduction here. Of course, if you want, you can say, for example, it's specially designed, man-made construction. So something like man-made, so you can say. But if no, that's okay. So this is, now I want to add this part, okay, from the first wave, okay, using the method. For example, if you want, you can add it. Using, for example, specifically design man-made construction. So it's something like this actually system is made by people. So because of this, I added this part. Okay, but if no, you don't need. So this is our introduction. Okay, that's really easy. You only need to change the words. So now it's time to write overview. Alex, the most important part in writing task one is overview because actually it shows what you want to write about. So the second paragraph, you should give a general description, no figure, no number, no detail, general description of the diagram or process, of course. Details come later, okay, in main bodies. So that's really important. Let's write. Now, I can use the same words again because just there is a point here, Alex. In introduction, we don't repeat the same words from the question. But after that, I can use the same words because I've already paraphrased them. So it's okay. Now, I say the structure. I have it, okay? The structure, as you can see, because show a structure. I can use it now because I've already paraphrased it. So I actually something like, yeah, now I can show that I have vocabulary, enough vocabulary resource. I know the synonym. Now, this structure, how many? Okay, so first of all, what is this? Uh, can you tell me, just if you don't know what words, no matter, just try to tell me, okay, what does the structure consist of?
Um.
As you can see, it consists of, this is a structure. It consists of what? This part and this one, yeah?
Yeah.
And this one. So could you say, means actually different parts. You know, I mean different parts. So say, consists of.
Column. Oh no. Columns,
Very
turbine,
good, column.
chamber.
Yeah, excellent. And you don't know the meaning of, for example, chamber or turbine. You don't know, no matter. We don't need to know. So I say the structure, okay, let me write. So consisting of, so what is the first one? A wave chamber and the second one, it's a tall column. And but this tall column contains a turbine. So you can say a tall column containing a turbine. I don't know the meaning of turbine, for example, but no worries. Okay. Now, okay, I wrote. So we need to write, okay, so what is this? So now we're gonna briefly talk about, so I can say this structure, okay, is erected on a steepy sloping, so of course this is actually coastal cliff, as you can see, look, steepy coastal cliff. I will explain the words one by one. Cliff, or it's something like, I don't know, it's seawall like this. Like seawall where it is subject to the movement of a what? The ocean waves. Okay, I'm trying to write what I see. Okay, I'm trying to write what I see. And you say, okay, so what is the meaning of the first word? And for example, the first one I said is erected, so passive. Okay, built, erect means built. Just instead of saying build, I said erect because build is, you know, a bit maybe basic. But you can say build. I say erect. So erect means is erected, is built. Okay. Now
Yeah.
the next one, steepy. Can you guess the meaning of this word steepy?
Um.
Like high, steepy.
Uh.
Yeah, it's
It's like.
something like having a vertical slope. Yeah,
Yeah.
or peach. So the steepy. And what is this? Okay, slope. What is the meaning of slope? You know this. It's a surface, okay, that rises at an angle. So let me show you. Yeah, this one, as you can see. Yeah,
Yeah.
slope. Yeah, and okay, it can be a cliff. So do you know the meaning of cliff? You
Cliff.
know? Yeah, cliff. Of course, you can see it from the cliff is a very steep, vertical, okay, face of rock, like this, as you can see. This one, cliff. Suppose it's a actually rock. It's actually something like maybe vertical, like, and very steep vertical. So this is, okay. So I only use some words where it is located, where it's built. So it's built on a steep sloping coastal. So why I say coastal? Because of course this is ocean This is beach, so this area is coastal area. Coastal, okay, and where it's subject to the movement of the ocean. Okay, of course, ocean, we need ocean waves. So this is my overview, okay?
Okay.
Just, yeah. As you can see, the only thing that you need to know about this part, of course, I will complete this part for you, Alex, is to know some words. Now, let me ask you something. If you see the same question, for example, and you see this photo, this picture, this one, can you write about it?
Yeah.
Of course, yes, because now you know the words, how to write about something like this. Okay, so this is my overview, nothing else. Okay, so I only explain general points about this one, and that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have lots of things to do with this part. This section is a bit actually more challenging, so we will discuss it. Just tell me if you have any questions about this section, this part.
No.
Okay, well, just I will do something, Alex. I will write, okay, the complete answer, so the complete essay about 150 words related to this diagram. I will send you in Skype. I don't want you to know, just study, just read it. Next session, we will discuss it together. Okay, just I want you to know how to write it. Or we can skip it for the next session. Of course, it's your choice. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's skip this part for the next session, and then we will continue with writing section again. So thank you,
Yeah.
and I was good to see you again.
Yeah.
Have a good time. See
Thank
you.
you.
You're
See you.
welcome. Goodbye.
Bye.